going? I hope that you are well. I am here today with Jess from Love in London.
My channel, Love in London, is all about tips and tricks for your visit to London.
Which is perfect for any of you who are backpacking and heading over to England. We actually just filmed a video over on Jess's channel, which is about budgeting tips for London, which is perfect because none of us have loads of money, so go watch that. But in this video, we are going to be telling you our best free travel apps to stay organised on the road. There are so many apps on the market for travellers, for staying organised, for planning. We're just going to give you some of our favourites, and these are really useful things to have on you whilst you're travelling. So the first are a couple of apps to use for budgeting whilst you're on the road. So making sure that you're not going to be overspending, and also, I mean, it's not bad to underspend, but making the most of the money that you've brought with you. So the first is an app called Splitwise. This is perfect for when you're traveling with friends. What's really cool about it is that you don't always have to split the bill, as it were, when you're away. You can have one person which pays for the whole thing, but it then tells you who's up on what finances, so you can pay for different things as you go along, and it just makes everything much easier. And I actually used this for my Southeast Asia trip, the first ever backpacking trip I went on. I used this with my friends and it worked really, really well.
I think also it just kind of eliminates the awkward conversations between traveling friends.
Yeah.
About like, oh, you owe me this, but also like, I owe you that. It's just all...
You have it written down.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know they're your friends and you trust them, but you don't want to have, you know, be hundreds of pounds in debt to them or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's really good to keep a track of your finances in that respect. Another really good budgeting app is Trail Wallet. This allows you to put in your budget for your whole trip. It'll tell you how much you can spend every day. You log in everything that you're spending, and then what it tells you is if you're over budget or under budget. So you know if you can spend a little bit more on one day and a little bit less on the other, and it's just a really good way of making sure that you're not spending too much or spending too little, if that's even a possibility. It's just a really good way of tracking what you're spending.
And to make sure that you're not gonna like still have 5 days left of your trip and be completely broke and have no money in your bank account.
There's nothing worse than that, is there? No one likes to be a homeless backpacker. So there are also apps which really help you plan and organise your trip before you go.
One of my favorites that I've just discovered recently is TripIt. And if you're going on a long trip where you're gonna have multiple hostel reservations, your train tickets, your plane tickets, there's a lot of email confirmations to keep up with, a lot of just like information. So
Just gets lost under all of your emails.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really hard to find.
Yeah. So what you can do with TripIt is you send all of those confirmations to the app, and it logs everything into a nice and neat itinerary, so you can see when your next flight is. You can double check that you have all of your hotels and hostels booked for every night that you're going to be away.
Perfect.
Yeah, it just keeps everything super organized, and you can see everything that you're doing and every place you're going and staying just in one screen.
Another really great one for planning and organizing is actually just as simple as Google Maps. We all use it every single day, but there's a lot more that Google Maps can do than you probably realize.
You can actually make your own custom map. So if you are getting tons of recommendations and reading a bunch of blog posts and hearing about all these great things that you want to do and see where you're traveling, but you just don't have anywhere to compile them all, you can put them right into a custom map on Google Maps and then actually transfer that to the app of Google Maps. And then that way, when you're there, if you, let's say, like, are hungry and you need someplace to eat, and you have all these recommendations that people have given you of, you have to go here, you have to eat here, but you don't know like what's around you, what's close.
And you always forget them, you forget what they said.
Yeah, exactly. You can pull up that custom map and see which of those recommendations is nearby where you are, and then you can go eat there.
Which is so useful. And Google Maps also works offline, so you don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need 3G or anything, which is absolutely essential, of course, when you're backpacking, because you never know when you're not going to have service, and it works. A really good app before your trip, which helps you save, is called Moneybox. So what Moneybox does is it allows you to put in your goals. So you put in where you're going, or you can name your trip, you put in the date you're going and how much money you're going to need. It then gives you a daily, weekly or monthly savings goal to work towards, and what the rate you're gonna have to save this money is. What's also really cool about the app is that it can give you notifications. So if you're a bit behind on your savings, it will notify you and be like, hey, you need to save up more money for this. I just think that's a really, really cool idea, and it will really help motivate you for your trip and just make sure you're all on track and just help with your organization, really.
Those alerts are good, I think, because then if you are like 50 pounds down for the month, then you know, like, okay, well, I need to reel it in this weekend or something, and so I can make sure that I reach that goal. Otherwise, I can't go take my trip.
Absolutely. Another app which is really useful whilst you're on the road is the XE currency converter.
So, especially if you're going to places like I'm going to Vietnam soon, and the conversion of the Vietnamese dong to pounds or to dollars is, like in the thousands, right? I think it is.
Millions.
I can't do math very well. So having that app on my phone just means that anytime I come in contact with a price, or if someone tells me I owe this much money, I can convert it to see if that's actually makes any sense, and also will help me keep track of what we're spending on.
Yeah, you can just download the up-to-date conversion rate just before you go, and then it holds it whilst you're there, so you don't need internet or anything like that, and you can actually convert any currency into any currency. So it's really cool, versatile app. And another really cool app which has really come along in recent years is Google Translate. So another one by Google, and this will really help you if you're in a foreign country which you do not speak their language.
One of like the coolest things that this app does is that you can hold it up to a sign, then it'll change into English. It does it like right in front of you. There's a bunch of ways that it translates to, right?
You can just hold it up to someone who's talking in this foreign language, and then even that will pick up, and then automatically you can see it written in English on your phone, which is absolutely insane that that's a technology that can actually happen. And of course you can do you can talk into it in English, and then it will give you whatever needs to be said in that foreign language. And it has over 52 languages which you can download, so it works offline in that respect, which is awesome. And that is it for the best travel apps we think are really good to use before and during your travels to help you stay super organized. It is crazy what technology can do these days. Oh, and by the way, none of this is sponsored. This is just genuine apps that we think are really good. So definitely download them all to your phone because they are all free. Make sure you go and watch the video that's over on Jess's channel. Like I said, it was our budgeting tips for London. I will have all of Jess's links down below, so you can go and subscribe to her channel as well. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel for more videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Jess and I are filming a couple more videos for you guys, which we will release at some point in the future, so make sure you're looking out for those ones. I don't know what the next video is going to be, but I will see you then. Bye! Bye!